So there I was, in the Met for the first time, on layover, in between my first visit to Jerusalem and getting back home, and I turned a corner and found myself all alone, frozen for a moment between these overwhelming, imposing statues. I did not need to read the description to know that these were guardians and figures of power. They exuded a sense of majestic mercilessness. The Rilke quote, "Every angel is terror," applied perfectly. When I recovered, I looked to the official museum plaque to tell me what these were, and I received a second shock. The Assyrian name for these mythological creatures, found throughout the Near Middle East, was Lamassu. But the Hebrew name was keruv. These are cherubim. These are the guardians who arch their wings toward one another over the Ark of the Covenant. It's very common to hear a Jewish educator say, "Well, nobody knows what the cherubim look like." That is simply not true by current archaeology and art history. For the time, a keruv was a familiar mythological creature with a specific form. The head of a king, a lion or bull's body, and huge wings. Just like today, we all know what a unicorn looks like, even though no one's ever seen one. It's just that, unlike the pomegranate, the original keruv has become a very unfamiliar, uncomfortable symbol, way out of line with current aesthetics. These figures are awful in the original sense of the word. Encountering them even today forces us to reimagine the artistic intentions that went into the ark as intimidation, protectiveness, and above all, power, all wrapped up together in a single form. Now, speaking of imagination, and I'm already imagining the objections. Oh, come on. Historical reproductions were enough of a stretch. Under what normal conditions are we going to be working with actual antiquities with our students? Well, have you ever been to a place called the Kotel? Have you ever spoken to your students or colleagues about the Kotel? Because when you lay your hands on the Kotel, you are touching something that still exists because of its value as art. The wall that stands today has been strong enough to last thousands of years because Herod, master builder of his century, his renovation of the Second Temple was the masterpiece of his life and one of the architectural wonders of the world. In fact, one of the most potent recent examples of the tremendous power of actual antiquities to communicate concerns the door pillars of Herod's temple, which are still standing within the Dome of the Rock. Wanta Ahmed, a British Arab physician and journalist visiting the Dome of the Rock in August of 2013, wrote of these pillars, "Before this place was made ours, it had clearly been theirs. We were on borrowed ground. Incredible at something so ancient, confronted with the profound reality preceding Islam, we fell into the shared silence of young believers." That's not a Jewish perspective, but it is a perspective that speaks profoundly to a Jewish understanding. But how do we bring actual antiquities into the classroom? Oh well, with very rare exceptions, we can't. The best we can do is to bring one another our stories of our encounters with actual antiquity, the effects they had on us, the meaning we found in them. And these stories, of course, like Wanta Ahmed's, can be written down, at which point they become text, and we become able to come full circle with new insight into the texts that have been passed down to us because of our own experiences with trying to pass down our experience in the form of text.